morning, y'all. Everything's a little different today because I'm coming to you late. I still have, first, hi, I'm Beth. Let me get that in before I forget. I still have no water at home, but I am at work. I used, yesterday I was collecting snow, obviously, so that I could melt it down so that we could flush the toilets. Well, then we have a carport, so there was a lot of snow on top of the carport. So I collected a lot of the melt water from the carport, so that way I didn't have to melt it. It was already melted. So I used that water not only to flush the toilets, like I said, but this morning I used most of one bucket to take a bucket shower. I had to heat up a big pot worth of water, get it boiling hot, and then pour that into half of the other bucket's worth of water so it would mix in and be at least mildly warm when I went to wash my long hair. I feel better because I did shower and, got rid of all the yolks and gooks and stuff that, every human has, but it's all good. We're all done with that now. Hopefully the water will be on when I get home, but I did come to work in my lovely little box here because, I should, because I took a shower, even if it was a bucket shower. But sadly, where I work, the water is also out here, so that means customers and everybody are having to use porta potties. Yay! Just what a person flying in from another state wants to know. Oh, but anyway, because I am so late, I may have more pauses in between just because customers are doing customer things, and of course, I don't want to put the customers any part of the customer portion online because that's not fair to them. It's not fair to the company, and it's not fair to me because this video, excuse me, these videos are about me, not other people. But a boss person is coming, checking out stuff. Oh, he's just doing inventory. So anyway, yeah, there's no water. Sorry. One of these days it'll get down to the point where I won't be doing it in a box. I did put together yesterday that big, beautiful easel that I told you I had. So now that's pretty much put back together. And I've got the painting, the big painting, sitting on top of it. So now I'll be able to actually use the easel and not hurt my back so much. So hopefully I can get it done much, much quicker. Let's see what else is going on. Of course, the idiot's gonna idiot. Yeah. Oh. It's funny because now it's like, okay, I've been wanting to try and get this video out, but it's like, what am I going to talk about? Okay, so we did a lot of talking about yesterday with the Masons and Tyndall Point and things that took place there. I know a lot of people like to talk about the 1620 Massachusetts. It's not a Bill of Rights, but they put together a document stating how their colony was going to behave itself. So basically, it was a meeting, and everybody agreed to this certain set of laws and rules, or whatever you want to say. Well, in 1619, Virginia did the same thing, and yes, there was the tragedy of the slavery, and I don't agree with the slavery movement at all. I did not study the Civil War because I think it's insane to try and own another person, because you can't. In white man's terms, I guess you could say you can from their perspective, but I just think that it is wrong. It is morally wrong. I try not to see people as being better or lesser than me unless they give me cause to believe so. I like to take every human as an individual human and let them show me what their colors are. from the inside. And once I see what those colors are from the inside, then I know whether I want to associate with that particular person or not. The outside skin color has nothing to do with the inside color of who they are. Um, so yeah, and I also in the talking was talking about the Masons and the 1619. Well, there was a lot of things that happened in 1619 here in Virginia. Yes, the slavery was part of that, but they also stated in the 1619 page of rules and regulations here in Virginia is one of the things, if you owned land or a plantation, and all a plantation to them back in those days meant was a place that you grew plants and you had a farm and things like that. Well, if you owned a plantation or land in general, you were required by the 1619 law to grow hemp. In other words, marijuana. Why? Because it was used for everything. That's where you get the term canvas from. Like when I'm doing my paintings, it's on a canvas. Well, the canvas originates from the word cannabis because cannabis was used for canvases for your boats, for your covered wagons. That's the canvas they used, was out of the material you could make from the hemp plant. So yes, it was required. They also used hemp for making soap. I'm sorry, I got snow on the brain. For making hemp, or they used hemp for making soap. They used it for making oil to burn their lanterns. They used it for a wide variety of things, including ropes for their boats or, for around the camps. It's a multifaceted plant that can be used for so many different things. So, yeah, that was included in their laws and societal obligations, as it were. Oh, I don't want to be on that screen because, in case y'all see, I don't want you to see actual names. Oops, there we go. Let's do that again. So, yeah, we're still out of water at home. I took a bucket bath this morning. Yay! But at least now I'm clean. Here at work, we still have no water because I only live like 5 minutes away from my job. And so they have no water either, so that's fun. So at work, I have porta potties to use. Yay! Oh, let's see. Woo! Okay. The Masons in coming in the 1619s. All right, so when this country was established, if you think back to the times, there were several reasons why England wanted to come to the Americas. One of it had to do with they saw how Spain and the Spanish folk were bringing back a lot of gold from stealing it from the Incas. So England wanted to get onto that. They wanted gold for themselves as well. Well, they found out there's not really that much gold here in Virginia, but they kept on bringing it for agricultural purposes, and then England was going through their own things. Um, they had the London Fire of 1666, so you can imagine the people here in the colonies were feeling right good with themselves because they weren't there dealing with the tragedies of that. And there was also a second round with the plague that came around. There was other kind of social unrests that was happening. So England was having a hard time dealing with all of the things they were dealing with, then having to add on to the problems that the colonies were having. They weren't as concerned about the colonies as the colonists were. So that's one reason why America became America, is because England wanted the gold that the Spanish was getting from the Incas. Now, another thing that was going on at the time that folks make all kinds of conjectures about is the Knights Templar and their supposed treasure that they had and took with them. Well, they kept that secret from England and everyone else, as you can tell. And from what most folks like to say, that the Knights Templar treasure is buried in Washington, D.C., because if you follow this line and that line, and this looks like this and this looks like that, well, I hate to tell y'all, but DC was purposely built that way to distract you and everyone else from finding the real location of where the actual treasure is buried. It's not in DC. DC is a decoy. That's what DC is. It's a decoy. Okay, I got a customer, so I got to put you on pause for a minute. Okay, she was very pleasant. I like them when they're pleasant. Part of that is just, if you're nice to people, most times they're going to be nice back to you unless they have some internal issues that's, not your job to solve, as it were. You just kind of move along, move along. But yeah, so England had several reasons for coming here. DC is a decoy as to where the actual treasure is. And I think I know where it is just by doing my research of my family history. But like most things and most times, I think some rich dude came in and took it. So it's like, okay, is it really there or is it really not there? Did he take it? And part of me doesn't even want to say where it is or where I think it is, even though I'm going to, because that's what I do. Because I think this orange maniac is going to try and do things because he's always about money and he's just so nasty. Anyway, I can't even really think of a whole lot to say today, so I just thought I would make sure I'd post something. And now I'm going to go ahead and upload this. I'll try and think of better things to come up with for tomorrow. I just think that it's good for me to continue doing this on a daily basis, and it'll get more informative later. Okay? For right now, I have no water. Anyway, all right. Thanks for stopping by, and have a great day. Peace out.